This is Rockin' with Jam Man. This is with Sin Quirin. How you doing, man?
Very good, man. I'm doing well, and thank you very much. You actually got my last name.
Did I get your first name?
You got my first name as well.
Yes.
Usually people screw up my last name, but you nailed it.
Thank you very much, man. I've been practicing hard. Gotta get that research done, you know?
There you go.
So, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Here in sunny Southern California. Getting ready to head into the studio here in a couple days to start mixing and mastering the second single for Siglos, and then getting ready to put the second music video out there soon.
How's life treating you?
It's going well. Staying busy, trying to stay healthy, which is not easy as you get old like I am, but hanging in there. I think I'm older than I look.
How old are you?
I am 53.
You are 40 in my eyes.
Very, very kind of you.
So tell me all about your new project, Siglos.
So Siglos came to be, I want to say last year, really. I started writing a bunch of new songs during the pandemic, during the shutdown, which actually was, going on 2 years now. But I had a handful of songs written, brand new songs, and I was looking for a singer in the sort of black metal, doom metal, extreme metal kind of vibe. And the engineer producer that I've been using, Alex Crescioni, suggested this guy named Pedro Sanchez. So I listened to his stuff. We reached out to him. He came to the studio and started working on the first single, which turned into Por los Siglos. And that's kind of how this project got started.
Siglos means centuries, right?
Correct.
Okay. Your new song, Por los Siglos, is amazing, man. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
So this is a new direction for you because this is more black metal than industrial.
Exactly. It's I've never done anything with a black metal sort of vocal on it. People, I'm sure the people that know me from ministry and from the industrial sort of bands that I've been in. But yeah, so this is definitely a departure for me as far as that goes. And it was something that I don't know. I just I felt like I wanted to go in that direction for some reason. I had really gone into bands like Behemoth, Satyricon, bands of that genre over the past 5 years or so, and I never really thought I would do something with that vocal approach. But I don't know, something happened last year or so where I just felt like these songs needed that kind of vocal, and here we are.
Were you always a fan of black metal?
Not always. And I've got to be, truthful with that. I wasn't always a big fan. I became a fan about 5 years ago. And I got to say, I mean, before that, I honestly just feel like I never really gave it a chance. I never really gave it a shot. I would listen to, the beginning of a song or something, and then the vocals would kick in, and I would just kind of like sort of just tune out. And that's just my own ignorance, not wanting to give something a chance. And over the past 5 years or so, we got to do a lot of festivals in Europe with bands like Behemoth and Dimmu and stuff like that, and Cradle of Filth and all that stuff. And so I kind of started really paying attention to them and really watching them like from the side of the stage. And as soon as I did that, I kind of latched onto it, and I was like, wow, I really see where this is going, where they're coming from, and I was able to latch onto something, and I really liked it, and I became a huge fan of that style.
Do you plan on following the footsteps of mayhem and burning down some churches in order to get some attention? No, man, gotta
Um,
do that black metal life.
yeah, I know, maybe, man. You never know, you know. I mean, I don't think we'll go to that extreme. I'm hoping that you know, the music that we put out will be enough to get some people interested. And on, you know, I also want to say that with our style, I'm bringing in, you know, obviously it's got that black metal sort of vibe to it, but it's going to have a little doom in there. It's going to have a little death, a little, and I'm a little industrial even, you know, or whatever you want to call that. I'm bringing in different elements to it. I don't want to be pigeonholed into just one thing. Obviously, the vocals sound the way they sound, but we're going to try to sort of mesh a couple of different styles in there.
Now I have to ask, why did you decide to have the lyrics in Spanish?
Well, I'm Mexican. English is my second language, Spanish being my first, and the same thing with Pedro, with the vocalist. So when we first started, you know, talking about doing this song and working together, he actually asked me, he's like, you know, do you want this to be in English or Spanish? And I hadn't really thought about it, but once he said that, something just kind of like, I don't know, appealed to me, and I thought, wow, let's do it in Spanish. I just thought it would be a cool thing. You know, you've got your German bands, you know, like Rammstein doing their thing in German, and I thought, why not? You know, why not do this in Spanish? It's our first language, and I just thought it would be another like interesting side to the band.
Yeah, man, it's pretty unique. I like it, you know? Getting something
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's something new, you know? How the
I think
German.
so. And, you know, I mean, music is so universal that I think even if you listen to stuff, I mean, just like bands, when I bring up a band like Rammstein, you may not necessarily know German, but you still can kind of like sing along to some of the lyrics and words. And we're including all our lyrics, you know, and everything, like in our Bandcamp page and on the YouTube video and all that stuff. So people can try to, you know, sing along.
So is this just a single for now, or is this like a whole new album coming out?
Well, for now, we just did the single. We're going to be releasing the second single here in the next month or two, and the goal is to have an EP and then a full length, you know, as well.
So is this new band your main focus?
It is one of my main focuses, if that makes any sense. I have a bunch of new material written, but this is definitely like the main thing that I've got on my plate right now. I have another band called Three-Headed Snake, which is sort of like an old school power metal kind of band. And we're actually in the process of mastering the last 4 new Three-Headed Snake songs. So that'll be the next thing right after, you know, this whole Siglos push.
I have seen that Matt Zane have been doing a lot of reels lately showing old Society One stuff. Like, you guys were pretty wild back in the day. There was a lot of like videos of him trying to fight for fans. That is just that he's posting. That is just crazy, man. Fighting your fans.
We had some crazy shows, man, and we were a very sort of confrontational band back then, and we just liked to push a lot of buttons, and sometimes things got a little out of hand. You know, for us, honestly, you know, it was just trying to create some hype and trying to, you know, get people to talk and stuff like that. And but yeah, that did happen, and there was some crazy shows back then, man.
Do you guys think you would be able to get away with some of that stuff that you guys did back then today?
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't think it was a different time back then. And you know, it was like I don't even know how to describe it, man. You had to be there to really understand what it was like and what the scene was like and the vibe was like. And we were definitely kind of like a, you know, like a shock rock metal kind of band, and we weren't afraid to do it back then. You know, we're talking about 20 years ago. And yeah, I don't think that we could get away with that stuff, or bands could get away with that stuff nowadays.
Do you miss those guys?
Do I miss those who?
Those guys.
Those guys? Yeah. I mean, I talk to Matt all the time. And I'm still in touch with, depending on what year lineup you're talking about, but I'm still in touch with the drummer, with Dagan or Justin. And you know, unfortunately, our bassist, DV or Dirt, passed away last year, but yeah, I'm still in contact with them.
Now I have to ask, was it hard leaving ministry?
You know, it wasn't like an easy decision, but at the same time, it kind of was. And I know that's contradicting, but meaning, you know, I'd been with them for 15 years, and there's a lot of history there, and it's tough leaving anything after 15 years. But it just felt right, and it felt, you know, like it was the right time. And when I did it, like it felt good. So I just knew it was the right thing to do for me at that time.
A lot of people went through a lot of stuff during the lockdown. Did it change a lot of thinking, which caused a lot of life changes?
Absolutely. You know, not being able to tour, be on the road, forced me and a lot of people to just kind of be home. I also had been dealing with a lot of health issues at the time, and went through some really scary, like life-threatening things last year. So a combination of all those things, you know, always makes you reevaluate your life and your priorities, and kind of puts things into perspective. So yeah, definitely did.
Did the lockdown give you time to think about your life and what you wanted to achieve?
I don't know if the lockdown did that, but I think it was definitely part of it. You know, being, like I said, home so much made me refocus on my personal life, my family life. You know, because when you're in that sort of, or when you're on that hamster wheel of touring album, you don't really get to really enjoy certain things or really look out the window. But when you jump off of that thing, you're able to kind of look, you know, inwards a little bit more. So it definitely helped.
Did you already have Siglos in mind when you left ministry?
No, not at all. I really didn't. I mean, I started writing music. You got to remember, the shutdown for us happened March 2020. We were still rehearsing to go to Australia and Japan, and that's when we got, you know, everyone got shut down. But so March of 2020, about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, is when we really just officially shut down. So I started, you know, writing, or I continued writing. I've always written, but like I went into like extreme writing mode back then. And so for that first sort of year, I was just writing, and I didn't really think of, you know, starting a new project or anything like that. I just knew that, you know, okay, well, I have all this new material. And then last year is kind of when I started sort of thinking and focusing on, wow, I think I'd really like to do my own thing. But yeah, initially, no, I didn't think that, you know, when I left the band.
Did you record anything for Moral Hugin before you left?
No, I didn't do anything on the latest ministry album. The last ministry album that I helped co-write was Americant.
Okay. But you are on new things, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you know, I always continue to move forward and stay positive. I know what's up. People that know me know what's up, and you know, I'm going to continue to do what I do. My love for music has been with me since I was a little kid. That's never going to end, no matter what. So I'm always going to continue to forge ahead.
Do you ever think you might rejoin ministry?
I don't think so, but I never. I'm one of those people that never say never. But right now, I mean, I don't see that happening.
So, what is the plans for Siglos this year?
Well, the plan is to immediate plans are to release the second single and second video. We've been talking to some agents about possibility of doing some shows either in Europe or in the States towards the end of this year or next year, 2023, and then to eventually release an EP or an album.
Any touring at all?
Yeah, like I said, we've been talking to some agents in Europe and in the States, and we're looking at some possibilities of some fall, late 2022 or 2023.
You have been in a bunch of bands in all of levels of fame. Who has been probably your favorite to be a part of?
That's tough, man, because some of them came in different eras of my career, which were huge for different reasons. When I was in Society One, I did things for the first time, got the first record deal. So that was huge. Got to play like the first major festival, we played Download Festival, and that was huge. So those things always stick out in my mind. But when I was in ministry, I mean, I got to do things that were also very, very big. Some of the biggest shows I've ever played. So it's hard to answer that because I had great times with all of the projects that I was in.
Who had been the best writer when you were on tour?
Who had been the what?
Best writer when you were on tour.
The best writer, like songwriter?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, on tour, no one's really. I mean, we're writing, but it's mainly just doing shows. So, I'm not sure that I'm following the question very well.
Okay, I'm sorry. What has been your favorite memory from playing a show?
Favorite memory from playing a show. Man, there's so many. It's really tough. Maybe seeing, my mom and family, the first early shows that I did, like playing the Hollywood Bowl here in LA, which was a big hometown LA show for me, and having my mom and some of my relatives there out in the crowd, and seeing just, watching me go from backyard parties to, 2 sold out shows at the Hollywood Bowl, stuff like that.
What is your worst?
Worst? What was my worst? Jeez, worst show? I don't think I've ever had like a bad show. I mean, I don't know if I can look at a show and say that was my worst gig or worst show. Maybe like a gig being canceled or us not being able to do a full set or something like that.
Okay. Have you ever got to a venue and I was like, how the heck did you get booked here? Like, how the heck did I get booked here? Like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah, a couple times, especially in the early years. Yeah, some venues you're just like, what the hell is going on here? But that's all part of doing this and paying your dues, and you just get up and just suit up and do what you got to do.
When on the road, do you have a favorite restaurant that hit up? Like, do you have a favorite restaurant that you try to hit up?
Me personally, I'm either looking for a Mexican place or a hibachi place.
So like something like Fuji Grill or like
yeah, something like with like a Japanese steakhouse, steak and lobster kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I see you with the fancy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what do you do on your downtime for fun?
Man, I have no downtime. I'm like, there is no downtime for me, honestly. I own a business in Los Angeles, so when I'm not doing music, I'm at my business. I really honestly, and I don't, I'm sure a lot of people say that in passing, but I honestly don't have a lot of downtime. It's always work, work, work.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Exactly.
What is next for you?
To get this second single and video out. That's the next thing that's on deck. And, we're trying to get that pushed out soon in the next month or two.
Okay. How do my followers follow you?
There's a Siglos Facebook page. I think it's Siglos Music. I'm horrible at that stuff. And there's a Bandcamp page as well for Siglos where you can you can buy our single for like $1 or stream it for free. And the single is available on every streaming platform. And there's also a YouTube page that features our music video as well.
Here's a fun question. You're on death row. They asked, how did you get what are you gonna get for your final meal? What is on the menu?
I'm probably gonna do carne asada.
Ooh, okay. Hey, all right.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That's
fun.
how I'm gonna go.
Nothing else? You can have like a bunch of things. People had like
if it's gonna be like a unlimited kind of thing, yeah, then I'm probably gonna do steak and lobster as well. And I'm probably gonna have some chocolate chip cookies, chocolate cake, and chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, you can on death row they allow you to have like an actual buffet of food.
Oh, yeah. Then count me in for all that stuff.
Yeah, okay. Out of all the style of music you have played, what is your favorite?
All the styles. It's all just metal to me, I guess. In one form or another. So I guess heavy metal.
All right, man. I love that. Love that new stuff. Well, thank you for being on my show. I hope the next time we talk is at the backstage at one of your shows, dude. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate
Adios.
it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.